What if history, as we know it, is a lie? What if the great kingdoms of Egypt, the cities of Sumer, and every civilization we've ever studied were not the beginning, but merely the survivors of a world that came before? A world so impossibly ancient that even time struggles to remember it. Tonight, we journey into the darkness, to a chapter of humanity's story that was not just lost, but deliberately erased. It all begins with a discovery in a place no one thought to look. Far beneath the sands of a remote, uncharted desert, a deep geological survey detected something impossible. A series of perfectly symmetrical voids, miles underground. These weren't caves. They were rectangular structures, arranged like a city, entombed in the deep earth. When the first drill broke through, the team expected to find natural rock formations. Instead, they hit a wall. Not rough stone, but a polished, megalithic surface. Fused together with a technique so advanced, it defied modern engineering. As they descended, they entered cathedral-like chambers, vast enough to swallow skyscrapers. There was no soot from torches, no carvings on the walls, no tool marks. It was as if this entire subterranean world had been built without leaving a single trace of its creators. Then came the first truly baffling discovery. The walls were adorned with intricate geometric patterns. They weren't carved, they were baked into the stone itself, as if the material had once been soft like clay and molded with perfect precision. Some symbols were entirely alien, but others were disturbingly familiar. They matched markings found at sites separated by tens of thousands of years. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, the geoglyphs of Peru, symbols from the Indus Valley, and even early Egyptian hieroglyphs. How could a civilization that existed before all others have known the visual language of cultures that would exist for millennia? As the team ventured deeper, the air grew warmer. It wasn't geothermal heat. It was a low-frequency hum, a rhythmic vibration pulsing from within the walls, like a slow, sleeping heartbeat. In the largest chamber, they found it, a colossal slab of obsidian, standing upright. It was perfectly smooth, reflecting no light, absorbing everything into its inky blackness. At its base, a faint circular groove suggested it was designed to rotate. A researcher, compelled by curiosity, reached out and touched its surface. The slab didn't move, it responded with sound. A deep, resonant tone echoed through the vast chamber, vibrating through their bones. The walls around them shimmered. Dust rained from the ceiling. And for the first time in an age, something deep within the earth began to awaken. As the resonance grew, ghostly images flickered across the slab's surface. They saw silhouettes of structures, impossible architecture, and constellations that no longer grace our night sky. It was a memory bank, a recording left by a people who lived before our recorded history even began. Then, the vision became clear. They saw a city of colossal towers reaching toward a sky lit by 3 moons. They saw oceans where our continents now stand, and land masses where our oceans now churn. This wasn't just an ancient city, it was a record of a different world. A planet reshaped by a cataclysm so violent it tilted the very axis of the earth. The vision faded, leaving one final haunting image. Tall, slender beings standing beside what appeared to be early humans. They weren't teaching or guiding. They placed their hands on the ground, as if sealing something away, hiding it from the world above. The deeper chambers revealed a story told in murals, carved into cyclopean stone blocks, far larger than any machine today could ever hope to lift. The story they told was one no historian could accept. It spoke of a flourishing global civilization, not just thousands, but tens of thousands of years old. A culture connected by trade, astronomy, and an engineering so advanced, our modern era would look primitive in comparison. But then, the narrative on the walls took a dark turn. The murals depicted the sky tearing open. Fire rained down. Oceans rose to swallow entire continents. A great darkness spread across the world. And at the center of it all was an enormous celestial object striking the earth, fracturing the planet's crust like broken glass. The final murals showed the survivors. They weren't trying to rebuild. They were descending into these underground cities, sealing the entrances behind them as the surface world burned. And then, nothing. No record of them ever returning. No escape. Just a silent, self-imposed burial. The team pushed on, finding chambers arranged in complex mathematical patterns, fractals, golden ratios, and star maps of constellations long vanished from our view. At the deepest point of the complex, they found a circular vault, sealed behind a wall of fused, impenetrable stone. Strange electromagnetic fields leaked from within. As they attempted to drill through it, every piece of equipment failed. Lights flickered out. Batteries drained instantly. Radiation detectors screamed, and then, for a fleeting moment, they heard it. Voices, not speech, not any known language, but a layered, harmonic resonance. It sounded like thousands of whispers echoing through the stone, as if whatever was inside that vault wasn't dead, but waiting. When they tried to drill a second time, the entire complex began to tremble. Cracks spiderwebbed across the walls. The enormous stone blocks shifted, as if they were alive. The team fled for their lives, and moments later, the entire underground city collapsed in on itself. It was a controlled implosion, with stone folding inward, sealing every passage, every chamber, every secret. It was as if the city was designed to self-destruct, built not to be found. After the collapse, the story was buried once more. All official documentation vanished. The excavation site was fenced off by unnamed, heavily armed authorities. Satellite images of the region were scrubbed clean. The entire area was declared geologically unstable and off-limits to everyone. But the team members who were there, they know what they saw, they know what they heard, and they know that this first civilization didn't just fall by accident. It was erased, hidden from us. Which leaves us with a terrifying question. If a civilization so advanced existed before all others, if they possessed technology that dwarfs our own, and if they went to such extreme lengths to seal themselves and their knowledge away from the world, what were they hiding from? And why does it feel like whatever destroyed them isn't finished with us? Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more mysteries hidden in the depths of our past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you next time.